2017 is really an exciting year indeed. The year has begun with a new government. And this is what I say. I believe that when the election is over, campaigning must end. You know, I see Ghana as one big ship, and we are all on that ship, and we have elected a new captain. This is my position. If the ship sinks, we all go down. When the ship sails and floats, we are all in it together. So it doesn't make sense to say that this captain was not my choice, so the ship should sink. It doesn't make sense, you know. So I think the elections are over, campaign ends, let us all back the new president, and we hope and pray that he brings the changes that he's hoping to implement. One striking thing is the nomination for the creative arts ministry, and I think it's good. I think it's good that we are now beginning to realize the creative arts as a very significant part of national development, and to the extent that, you know, the past government and this government have all nominated people to handle creative arts. And I'm hoping that 2017 will bring a new vim, new energy to the creative arts industry. It is tough to be in the creative arts industry in Ghana, you know. It's tough to be in music, it's tough to be in film, it's tough to be in acting and all the creative arts, photography, design. These are very, very tough areas. So as you know, there's always the cliche of the starving artist. It's almost like if you choose this path, you have to starve. But it shouldn't be like that. I think that time has come to change the dimensions so that focus will be placed on the creative arts as a very substantive means of employment and means of living. You know? Well, I think the new creative arts minister, my advice to her is to meet with the stakeholders. And when I say stakeholders, they are all the people I mentioned at the beginning, you know, the film industry, the filmmakers, the producers, meet with the stage practitioners, painters, graphic artists, computer design. All of this come under the creative arts. And I think it's very, very important the minister has a soiree and meet them, listen to them and hear what problems they have, hear what kinds of structures that are in place that are frustrating them, and how together changes can be made. So my immediate advice would be like really get down to brass tacks with them and see where they are, talk to them, and once you gather all the information, you can synthesize all that information, and that will be a basis to help you make all the necessary changes that I believe need to be made.
What about the debate about having a creative arts person as the deputy minister? Do you have any suggestions, or what do you think about it?
Well, yeah, I think if you have a creative arts person as a deputy minister, it's good. The only thing that I will add is that most creative artists focus on the art. You know, like they say, show business. There's the show part of it and then the business part of it. But most of the artists focused on the show part. It's the same thing with creative arts. So I think whoever is going to be the deputy minister for the creative arts is somebody who should have a thorough understanding of the show and the business. Somebody who understands the business of creativity and the art of creativity, you know. And to that extent, I think there are some very, very good people that come in mind. I've heard the name, Socrates' name bandied around, you know. Socrates was one of the pioneers that really began this sensational film on video in Ghana. And so he knows the business and he knows the arts. So somebody like him would be very, very, very effective in assisting the substantive minister, you know. Then the other gurus, I don't think, like a Bo White. Although, frankly, I don't see him as a deputy minister, but I see him as a very significant consultant. And he's one of the stakeholders that they should take very, very seriously. Why am I saying this? Because he has started a model and used this model to revive theater in Ghana like we have never seen before.
And then who again, apart from Bo White, Socrates, who again will you suggest? Any other names?
Well, I think somebody like Shelley from Paul Manson, you know, almost similarly to the Obo White thing, I don't see her too much as a deputy either. She should be a major consultant. She should be a major stakeholder, you know. In terms of a deputy, Kwadwentry's name has come out, and I think he would play very, very well in there. Not the musician, the other guy, So these are the people that I think will really, really help if the minister can tap into the. Okrekomante, yes. What I really think should happen is that there should be a consortium of brains, and all these consortium of brains should include the people that you are talking about. Bolare, Krekomante. Bolare is a godfather when it comes to the business of the arts. He understands the business. Krekomante also, that's the business and that's the music. The bottom line is, for me, it doesn't matter who is picked. I don't have a preference for one particular person. The important thing for me is that whoever comes on board should have the experience to converge the business and the arts.
So what about you? What if you are named?
Oh, I am totally out. In terms of like to be a deputy minister. Oh no. Number one, I am not cut out for that kind of work. I'm a very free spirit, and I don't believe in certain structures. I'm very spontaneous. When you put me into a hole like a deputy minister or a minister, things are cut out for you. You have to go to parliament and decide certain things, and I can't do that. I just decide and I make a move and I move with it. So I'm not qualified for that role. I won't perform well. So the best I can do is, like everybody I've mentioned, I'm there for anybody who cares to pick my brains on any subject matter. I will be very happy to give.
So should we say that you don't want the position of what if the president decides to name you as a deputy?
I will respectfully turn it down. You know why? Because I will be able to convince the president that I'll be more useful to him from where I am now in terms of my contributions to creative arts. I'll be more useful to him to where I am now than being in that position. Yeah.
Any advice for Kumau glamour movies? Last year the industry declined. This year, what do you think? Any advice?
Well,
how do we revive it?
The film industry itself is declining. And from where I stand, I don't have any scientific data to back why it is declining. But one of the things I think contribute to the decline is the lack of creativity from the industry. We are not coming up with the kind of stories and themes that people are looking to latch on. You know what I'm saying? I think it's very, very important for the creative arts industry to understand this, and I'm talking about the practitioners here, that it all boils down to eyeballs or the audience. Do you have an audience for what you're doing? Okay? And if the audience is there, do you know what the audience are looking for to be able to target so that they go, oh, this is what we're looking for. It's out there. So I think most creative artists, and especially this is what has affected our film industry, is that we chose a certain path and it became too one-way, too predictable, non-exciting. I'm talking about the Kumawood industry. It became too one-way, and people lost interest too quickly, So my advice is that we should step back and review the kind of content we want to create, the kind of content that will be relevant. Why is Zebo White selling out? It's content. People can identify with it. People find it relevant, and those are the key things. When they can identify with it and they find it relevant, then it attracts eyeballs. So I think that's one thing that the creative industry should start thinking about. Government has no magic. I'm not talking about any particular government. I'm talking about government in general has no magic to just create something that will revive the industry. They don't. I don't know whether there's any creative arts ministry in Lagos. I'll check in Nigeria. I don't think so. But they have a very, very flourishing.
So in short, government can revive the industry, but we in the creative.
Oh yes, it's up to us. We have to create the audience. We have to create the content that will attract the audience. And once we have that formula, which is able to attract the audience, then we have set the foundation for the industry. That's when government can come in and give maybe a grant here or give some benefits to certain things here and there, you know. But the basic foundation must be laid by us.
So should we say until we do what is right, government can't help out?
Well, government can play a role, but it won't be effective until what we need to do is done. You know what I'm saying? But government should play a role in terms of regulating certain things and creating that atmosphere that will sort of enhance the environment we want to build. Okay? And so to that extent, government has a role to play, you know. But in terms of really getting an effective industry, whether it's theater, whether it's graphic arts, whether it's film, we the practitioners have to set the ball rolling, and we have to build a very solid foundation and a relevant foundation for people to be attracted. People have money. Why are they not investing in films? And I hear people complain all the time. And when you go to the banks, they don't want to sponsor us, but they want to sponsor maybe Miss Ghana, and all sorts of complaints. The thing is, what are you giving to the sponsor to get them interested in your production? And the first thing is eyeballs. If whatever you're doing, whoever is sponsoring it is aware that it's going to attract millions of eyeballs, then they're happy to invest in it. Otherwise, there's nothing really in it for them. So we have to take the lead. And I believe whoever the assistant is, whether it's Socrates or whoever is there, is the one who is on the ground, who knows what I'm talking about, who should make sure that these things are done.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you too.
GhanaPoliticsOnline.com